Alrighty everyone, welcome back. We are now, of course, getting closer to witnessing the final box office results for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1 for this past weekend to see exactly how it matches up with, of course, other films that have arrived in theaters. Of course, we all know that Dead Reckoning did a fantastic job, and compared to that, we have a lot of things going on now with Indiana Jones 5. We know that it just crossed 300 million worldwide, which, by the way, is absolutely terrible, and it's a box office flop still to this day, and it's really not good news for Lucasfilm, essentially. However, when it all dwindles down to Phoebe Waller-Bridge, this is where things begin to unravel and get a little crazy. This is Mike Zero. Subscribe if you're new and like this video to see future updates. I'm also on Twitter at Mike01. I thank you also very much for the great and kind support, and let's get right into exactly what's going on here. Now, we know that Phoebe Waller-Bridge contributed to the story. I don't know if you guys knew this or have been, in the loop about all of this. We've been talking about this for the past couple of weeks now, but Phoebe Waller-Bridge did actually contribute to James Mangold's script. She may have not written anything on paper or anything like that, but she did tell James, like, let's do this or let's do that, and let's craft it in this style or that style. So basically, she had the idea of Helena Shaw knocking Indiana Jones out cold toward the end during the Siege of Syracuse, and she also had the idea to make Helena Shaw so very prominent and the true goddaughter of Indiana Jones instead of being like a family member or something around those lines. So she did contribute a lot. She also contributed to James Bond 25, aka No Time to Die, which is why you may not like some portions of that film. Now, on top of this, however, right now with Kathleen Kennedy and Phoebe Waller-Bridge still promoting Indy 5 during its box office fallout, however, actress Phoebe Waller-Bridge recently delivered the following to everyone involving something crucial to Indy 5. Many keep questioning me and everyone else involved in this film why it didn't meet box office expectations. All I can say to that is right now you can't trust the media outlets. We still are expecting to hit our 500 million goal now worldwide, but I think it has been made openly clear that the Hollywood trades and the box office reports online are not to be trusted since it's never exact down to the exact numbers. We just crossed 300 million and it's something that we are still very optimistic of hitting 500 worldwide for this film. We may have been way off from our 1 billion goal, but that was all to blame on a marketing mishap on our end that we had over at Lucasfilm, and Kathy was very direct with myself and James about that. We didn't hit our marks because of negative word of mouth as well. Creatively wise, this is a masterpiece. I still stand by my opinion that it's a better send-off than The Last Crusade because we got the end things with Marion, and it's just far better of an ending artistically too, she says. So let me just stop here for a second, guys. Now, this is where I totally disagree with Phoebe's take on Indiana Jones. So, there's absolutely no comparison, if you guys have seen this film, about the ending of The Dial of Destiny to The Last Crusade. Both artistically, and just because Marion is there doesn't necessarily make it better than that of the ending of The Last Crusade. There's something very magical about The Last Crusade's ending, where you have, of course, the gang all together hopping on their horses and riding off into the sunset with the famous Indiana Jones theme. I mean, how can you get any better than that? And I just felt like this ending was very underwhelming for me. It was nice to see Marion, I guess, but we know that was Kathleen Kennedy's manipulative tactic to kind of give Helena Shaw a little bit of a redemption arc, I guess you could say, from her annoying attitude and her annoying, way of character in this movie, just to kind of reduce the amount of backlash. We know that the ending was changed multiple times, mind you. There were a total of 6 endings that were shot, many of which all had Helena in there, 2 of which had a flashback, or should I say a vision rather, of Henry Jones in a biplane with, of course, Indiana flying off into the sunset, mixed together with the return of Shorty, aka Short Round, portrayed by Quan. Now, what's interesting though is how she really goes as far to say that they still believe that they're going to hit that 500 million mark worldwide now at the box office, which is still ludicrous. You guys notice how they keep dialing back, no pun intended, how they keep dialing back on this movie's box office expectations. It went from 1 billion to 800 to 600, and now it's 500. Just because they crossed 300 does not mean it's gonna stay at that pace and hit 4 even. It's just not gonna happen. This movie is going out of theaters at a rapid rate every single day, so I don't know where she gets the numbers from. I think it's just another tactic to get people into the theater seats, to really upsell this movie, and to appear confident about it. That's what I think. But moving on, alright? She elaborates further, this film is a masterpiece by Mangold, and I was so happy to have the opportunity to take part in the storytelling process when he was developing the script. All these naysayers and haters are not fans and just posers who don't care about the Indiana franchise. I advise everyone to check out the film right now while you can, because it will truly change your mind. Helena Shaw, my character, really is the star of this film, but Indy is along for the ride. Along for the ride, she says. Do you see that? So he's along for the ride too, and it's just such a fun adventure. We couldn't have made this film without Kathleen Kennedy. She is just a spectacular producer and has been in this business for decades to know what and what not to do in a film like this. I am thankful to say that we are still discussing sequels because we realize we have so many great reviews. We just didn't plan well with the marketing. Now again, we know that Phoebe and James Mangold and Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger, all these individuals, even Steven Spielberg, have been really trying to upsell this movie constantly and really trying to appear overly confident with this film to really just get people into the theaters and to watch it and to boost up the box office results. That's really what it's all about, right? At the end of the day, that's really what it all dwindles down to. So I have seen this movie. The best way I can describe it, from what I could tell weeks ago when I saw it, is that it's very dull, depressing, flat, almost emotionless for me at least. I never feel thrilled or excited. I just feel like I'm just there, alright, let's get this over with. That's how I felt. Like, it's such a long movie because of how bored you are. And that's how I felt. I don't know if you guys felt the same, if you guys have caught the film. But rest assured, it's going to be on Disney Plus before you know it if you are on that platform, which, by the way, a lot of people are abandoning ship from Disney Plus because of what Bob Iger said the last couple of days about how he was lying through his teeth about Disney and the Disney parks and Marvel and Star Wars, etc., and how there are no culture wars that are being made intentionally while there are. We see what they're doing, all these different agendas and in these franchises lately. We've seen Disney take a massive shift, a big shift, from, I would say, 2017 until now, is where it really began to take a big downturn. So, anyways, guys, I would really and absolutely love to hear your take on all of this below in the comments about the box office, about Phoebe, and everything else. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel, and I will catch you guys next time.
Night to moon, we hear them moans again.